Tonight's broadcast of the 2A West Finals will start in 2 minutes. Tonight's matchup in the 2A Final Four between number 15 Bandys and number 1 Reidsville will start with your Pennrose Carwach Kooler Ice pregame show in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Tonight's contest from Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum will begin in 1 minute. Your Reidsville Rams pregame show will start in 30 seconds. The following is a presentation of RoCo Radio Sports. The NCHSAA 2A Final Four. Cinderella versus the defending state champions. Tonight, from Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, two teams step onto the floor with a chance to advance to Saturday's state championship game. For number 15 Bandys, led by big man Landon Vaughn, there's hope of rowing the boat, a mantra that has fueled their improbable March run. Standing in their way, the mighty Rams of Reidsville, led by Deontay Neal, J9, and Kendra Harrison, the reigning, defending state title holders, looking to advance to the last game on the docket for the third consecutive season. It's the Bandys Trojans and your Reidsville Rams right here, right now, on RoCo Radio and RoCoRadio.com. Tonight's broadcast of the NCHSAA 2A Final Four is brought to you thanks to our sponsors, whose passion is to highlight the athletes of Rockingham County and the coaches that help mentor them on and off the court. Tonight's game is brought to you by Pennrose Carwach. Voted number 1 car wash in Rockingham County, Pennrose Carwach at 1509 South Scales has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone in the City of Champions. Pennrose Carwach, open 24/7, and find us on Facebook, celebrating our 55th anniversary. Pennrose Carwach, voted number 1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row. Tonight's matchup between Bandys and Reidsville is brought to you by our friends at Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide, Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan, 6734 NC 135, across from Walmart, or visit our local Kooler Ice dispenser at Schul's Home at 1635 Freeway Drive in Reidsville. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Pennrose Carwach in Reidsville at 1509 South Scales, or Two Rivers Plaza in Eden at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations. 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Add Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Tonight's game is made possible thanks to the folks at Ancora Compassionate Care, formerly known as Hospice of Rockingham County. Their name changed in late 2023, but they're the same community-based, mission-focused hospice and palliative care provider the community has known since 1987, providing specialized care for those coping with serious illness. Ancora's mission is to be a supportive presence for life's journey. When greater comfort and support matter most, choose Ancora Compassionate Care. They'll always be there because they've always been here. To learn more about how Ancora can support you, visit AncoraCC.org. Just as they are a supportive presence for life's journey, Ancora Compassionate Care is proud to support the Reidsville Rams on their state championship run journey. Tonight's game is brought to you by our friends at Rockingham Update, the community source for local programming, government meeting coverage, community events, promotion and broadcast, sports, local nonprofit news, and so much more, providing digital community news on all platforms since 2007. RockinghamUpdate.com aims to serve Rockingham County with the dependable information and coverage it deserves. For local programming, visit RockinghamUpdate.tv, your #1 IPTV station in Rockingham County. We now head inside the Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum for your Pennrose Carwach Kooler Ice pregame show. It's number 15 Bandys and number 1 Reidsville on RoCo Radio. The Reidsville Rams are back where they belong. Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum in Winston-Salem as we bring you the 2025 2A West Finals, the semifinals, the Final Four, one more to another trip to the state championship game. Joe Dexter alongside Jonathan Hatley and David Woods as we bring you Reidsville and Bandys, your Rams, here for the 3rd consecutive season. It's been one heck of a run for these Rams. The big story, we'll get to that and break it down. Tonight's game, we got a closer look at that coming up on your pregame show, brought to you by Pennrose Carwach and Kooler Ice. We'll take a look at the numbers, the tail of the tape. This is a boxing match, David. It's a champion, a defending champion against a Cinderella man.
Yeah, have you ever seen the Rocky where he fights the Russian? This is what it's going to be tonight. It's going to be a no-holds-barred matchup, and especially against two gladiators, two 6'9" gladiators tonight. This is going to be a matchup to watch.
Inside for Bandys is Landon Vaughn, the 6'9" senior, only held below 15 points 3 times this season, shooting 53% from the field. He's had a great playoffs, averaging 22 points per game, 9 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds, 2 blocks. But here's the number that stands out, and we're going to talk about this throughout our pregame show. He's got 10 total turnovers. Turnovers might be an issue overall for this team, and we'll get to that. But how, Hatley, do they answer against Vaughn? I'm guessing it starts with number 10 and number 5.
Yeah, it's going to come down to Cameron Jones and Christian Scales possibly, or Kendra. I think they're going to double down on him. They got to keep his back to the basket. He struggles when he is not facing the basket from the film that I've seen. and they have got to keep his back to the basket, and when he puts the ball on the floor, they've got to get their hands low and get it away from him.
It's the Pennrose Carwach Kooler Ice pregame show. The 2A West Finals, the 2A semifinals. The winner advances to the state championship game on Saturday. It's your Reidsville Rams against the Bandys Trojans. The Pennrose Carwach Kooler Ice pregame show is brought to you by Pennrose Carwach. Voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County, Pennrose Carwach at 1509 South Scales in Reidsville has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Carwach open 24/7 and find us on Facebook. Celebrating our 55th anniversary. Pennrose Carwach, voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row. Champions for 3 years in a row. These Rams in a championship situation. There's not a team in the state that has more experience. When you break down the numbers and you look at it, Deontay Neal with 56 minutes of experience just in this semifinal experience alone. 54 minutes for Kendra Harrison between two games here in this matchup, in this spot in the semifinals. Janiah Sharp last year starting and playing all 32 minutes in the semifinal against Salisbury. On the opposite side, Bandys has not been to a regional final since 1991. But here's where history, David, plays a big part. These are two historic programs. When you look at the numbers, the most teams, or the most times a team has made it to the finals, #1 on the list, North Mecklenburg in the 4A with 24. Right behind them is Reidsville. Mighty Reidsville, this is their 19th appearance in the regional final, 8-8 in those games. #7 all-time is Bandys at 5-3. This is their 9th appearance.
You know, you're talking about, since what, 92, right? Yeah, I was in diapers then. So let's go ahead and get that out there. But, oh, man, this is going to be a wonderful game tonight. I've looked over, both. We already know what Reidsville's got. I've been looking over the Bandys here. And, I like Ledford tonight. He's number 23. He's going to be one of their guards. If you're a Clemson fan, he reminds me of Ian Shefflin. He plays bigger than what he is. He's like 6'6" or so. But, he's averaging, right now, 12.2 points a game, alongside with 7.1 rebounds and a 3.1 assists. And, you got Ian Shefflin from Clemson. They're averaging pretty much the same thing. So, yeah, man, he's going to be a good one to watch. I can't wait to see the two big men go at it one-on-one. And let's start with that E word. Remember that E word you said last week before last? Efficiency. How about the efficiency? So I'm looking over Deontay Neal's numbers right here, partner. 66% from three-point line, 90% from the free throw line, and another 66% from the two-point line. Efficiency. Efficiency. Efficiency.
And the question will be for Bandys, how do you stop #1? You've got the size in the interior maybe to give Kendra some fits. It's going to be a tough task. I don't think it's a given, definitely not a given. But how do you stop #1, Jonathan? I don't see, when you look at their guards, they've had good guard play, as David alluded to. They take care of the basketball at points. But when you talk about Deontay Neal, you're talking a guy has 23 steals in the playoffs to 7 turnovers. He has a 6.21 assist to turnover ratio. I don't know, even if he doesn't get to the bucket, which, as you witnessed against Salisbury with 30 points, he was able to do so. He's going to make this team better, and you cannot stop that. At least nobody in the state of North Carolina or anybody in the John Wall Invitational was able to this year.
Yeah, Deontay Neal is a special player, was a finalist for North Carolina Mr. Basketball. And, in addition to his scoring, he gets nearly 5 rebounds a game. He gets over 9 assists per game, and he gets 7 steals per game. He is contributing in more ways than just his scoring every time he touches the floor. And his efficiency, his drive, his determination, and his creativity and his court vision are unparalleled at the high school level.
That 9.2 assist is #1 in the state of North Carolina. That 7.3 steals per game mark, #1 in North Carolina, #6
in the nation as he leads this Reidsville team, averaging 22 points per game in the playoffs. That's his average as well for the regular season, shooting 62% from the floor, and from three-point he's shooting 50% in the playoffs, 9 of 18 to go with that 66% overall in the regular season. It's going to take a secondary player for Reidsville. We know what Kendre has done these playoffs, averaging a double-double at 15 points and 12 rebounds. The guy that I look to, though, don't let him get hot. Don't let him get hot. Mr. Big Shot, Janiah Sharp. He had a season-high 31 against his rivals, Rockingham County and Moorhead. That's where we really saw him shine. But in the playoffs, he's 10 of 26 from the floor, averaging 17 points per game. But he had a big game against Salisbury, really setting the tone for the Rams early.
Yeah, huge game versus Salisbury. And I don't even have my sheet here, but J9, he picked up the slack where Deontay left, whatever there was that Deontay left. That 1-2 guard tandem with those two is just an insane combination. And, if you manage to shut down one, you still got to try to shut down the other. You are not going to shut down both. It's just, I don't think that Bandys has the guard play to hang with Reidsville offensively or defensively.
Well, let me go ahead and cue this because I ain't got but too many more times to say this, fellas. Mama, there goes that man, Cameron Jones. I'm gonna tell you what, he's gonna be the X factor tonight. I think he's gonna be guarding, the big man for the Bandys too. I think he's gonna get in on the action. I mean, you gotta love his play, man. He doesn't score a lot, we know that. But he's going to do the dirty work. He's going to get the rebounds. He's going to, he's just going to get down and fight for the ball on the floor. I mean, I can't wait to see him go at it. I think, I think he matches up pretty well. I mean, even though the guy's 6'8", I mean, I still think with his athleticism, I think he can take care of business on the inside too as well. So I'm very anxious to see, how that's going to play out, with Kendre and, Cameron Jones going up against Landon.
For me, the entry to Landon Vaughn is going to be key. We saw it in the other semifinal between West Bladen as well as Northwood. They were able to deny in the paint for their big man who's heading to Citadel, and that was a big difference in the game. And here's the difference maker when you talk about Cameron Jones. Coach Ross calls him the glue guy, right?
Yep.
He's got glue for hands. And what I mean by that is he does not turn over the ball upon entry when he's in the paint. And he makes that extra pass every single time. He literally does not turn the ball over. Just 2 turnovers all the way since the start of the conference tournament. He's one of those guys, when he is battling inside, he is going to make the extra pass that needs to be made, whether it's in the paint or back out to the perimeter. He's going to find the bucket. He's going to get to the line. He's going to do the thing that is needed to be done to excel the offense to their next step.
Yeah, and in the Salisbury game in the last round, Cameron Jones just went off in the second quarter, just driving to the basket. Every time he would get the ball, he's headed for the basket, it seemed. And he did a great job picking up when Reidsville got a little bit cold shooting.
So let's break down the numbers. Let's take a look at the team stats. It's the tail of the tape here on your Pennrose Carwach Kooler Ice pregame show as the Rams warm up on the right side of the court, just about 11 minutes away from tip-off. The numbers are very similar when you look at the playoff team stats. 71% two-point field goals for Reidsville might be the difference zone. We'll get to that here in just a second. Shooting from the floor, it's a very similar number for Reidsville at 51%. For Bandys, it's at 50%. Three-point shooting so far this postseason, 36% for Bandys. For Reidsville, a little bit lower at 29%. They've struggled from beyond the arc in several games, but they've made up for it. 15 steals for Reidsville during the playoffs, and 7 steals for Bandys, 16 assists for Bandys. On the opposite side, 19 assists per game for Reidsville. Here's the number that matters, though. 7 turnovers per game for Reidsville. Bandys averaging 17 turnovers per game in the playoffs. That is going to have to be cleaned up by Bandys if they want to have a chance here at Lawrence Joel.
Yeah, Reidsville always takes care of the basketball. You know, they're high school kids. Of course, they make a boneheaded pass here and there, or they lose the handle because they get ahead of themselves. Those kind of mistakes are going to happen. You know, you see professional athletes do that. But that is definitely the number that stands out to me, plus the defensive numbers. Bandys as a team over the season allowed 61.3 points a game.
Yep.
Not bad defensively, honestly, but Reidsville 47.8 points per game allowed.
And I'm going to tell you what, if Big Will's listening in, if they have that 17 turnover game tonight,
Buzzsaw?
get ready for that buzzsaw.
It's your Pennrose Carwach Kooler Ice pregame show. The Bandys Trojans, the 15 seed, taking on your Reidsville Rams, the number 1 seed in the 2A West. We've got a great game on the way. Want to thank our sponsors for bringing us here to Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum. Pennrose Carwach and Kooler Ice sponsoring your pregame show. Ancora Compassionate Care and our friends at Rockingham. Update as Bandys takes to the court here on the left side. We're situated here at the scorers table. To the left side of the scorers table, just to the left side of midcourt. Right alongside us is the coaching staff of the Reidsville Rams. So you think we'll hear Coach Ross during the game on our mic?
Oh, if we don't, there's a problem. We got the crowd mic on cue, too, just in case. So you know we're going to hear something.
Or if we don't, it may be a great thing.
I'm going to tell you what.
Because he's happy with what's going on.
You know, I'm going to tell you, we got the VIP treatment tonight. You know, we had the Carolina and Wake Forest on the big Jumbotron.
Oh, Lord.
So we're in enemy territory. So, you know, I want to go ahead and say, Tar. Oh,
I don't hear it.
You by yourself on that,
yeah,
buddy.
I'm by myself. It's all right.
Good crowd here tonight.
Yes, it
Reidsville
is.
faithful and Bandys faithful. Bandys has traveled throughout the playoffs and had strong attendance throughout. This is a Cinderella team at number 15, taking on Shelby at number 7, defeating the higher-seeded Lincoln Charter in the semis. That was a game that really came down into the paint, and throughout the playoffs for Bandys, they've controlled the paint. They've controlled second chance opportunities. They've controlled offensive rebounds, led by Landon Vaughn inside, as well as several other guys. Easton Ledford at 6'4" at guard can get inside, and Evan Robinson, who's had a really good playoffs, averaging 9 points per game in the regular season, but 15 points per game in the playoffs, had 18 against Burns and 17 against Shelby. They've been able to control the black spot, the ACC logo here on the Demon Deacon Field court. Tonight, I don't know if that's going to be the case.
Well, Reidsville is always great at boxing out for rebounds. They keep those guys from flying into the lane like we saw in the game tapes that we watched of Bandys. They would come from left field somewhere or back behind the three-point line, catch the ball off the rim and put it back in from 6 feet out. And it was just those flying guard type rebounds that you used to see Michael Jordan get, just fly through the lane, put it back, that kind of thing. Reidsville is disciplined. They're going to get their bodies turned toward the basket. They're going to box out for those rebounds, and if those guys want to get in there for those rebounds, they're either going to have to go around or go over top, and I don't see going over top happening.
I'll tell you another thing, too, when I watched over their game a little bit last week against Lincoln Charter. They're going to try to control the tempo. They're going to really try to slow this game down. They scored 63 points, too, and alongside 26 rebounds total for that game. They had 17 assists. And which, like you said, they had 17 turnovers at the same time. But they're really going to try to control the tempo. They're going to try to slow it down. Because, once you get this Reidsville fast break going, oh, man, it's the best in the country. Not in the state of North Carolina, in the country. Let's go ahead and put that out there.
Looking at those rebound numbers, that Hatley touchdown, 44 rebounds per game for Reidsville, 36 for Bandys, 16 offensive rebounds per game throughout the regular season and into the playoffs for Reidsville, 12 offensive rebounds per game for Bandys. And then taking a look on that difference in the scoring margin that Woodsy touched on, a 79-48 difference in scoring on average for Reidsville. That's a 31-point difference in the regular season. Bandys, a 71-61 difference, obviously a 10-point differential. They've had a better job of it, though, in the postseason. They've upped that to a 16-point margin in the playoffs. So they've definitely improve offensively on those numbers and trying to control it. And that's a big part of it is let Landon do what Landon does. Now, we talked about Landon inside. We talked about that he's 6'9".
Yep.
Can we talk about the fact that this dude has range? He can hit a three. He's going to hit some baseline jumpers. I promise you tonight, he's going to control the game the way that he needs to find points. But here is the X factor, the ultimate X factor. In their 7 losses this year for Bandys at 22-7, Landon has shot just 43% combined in those games. Most of those games, 5 of those, is under 45%. So if you're going to win this game for Reidsville, it comes down to making him take tough shots, contesting every single look, whether it's inside the paint or outside the paint.
Yeah, from what I've seen, too, they like to do like a pick and pop right here in the corner right here for him. He's a good three-point shooter. He's more of a finesse center from what I've seen so far. But I'm going to tell you what, Kendra, he's got about 50 pounds on him. And if oh, my goodness, if he bangs down inside with him, it might be some trouble, boys. But you know what? It's still going to be fun to watch because, I'm not 6'9", I'm only 5'7". So, watching 2 mountain of a man go at it tonight in the paint, it's going to be fun.
Hey, we've had dreams to cover state championship games. We've had dreams to cover the most important ones out there. We cannot reach the dream of 6'9", buddy. I love you. We'll never be able to do it. We'll never be able to do it, unfortunately. It's the Pennrose Carwach Kooler Ice pregame show. Number 15, Bandys, and number 1, your Reidsville Rams here on RoCo Radio and RoCoRadio.com. Warming up on the court here at Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum. As we get you ready for tip-off, we'll have your introductions coming up as well from our PA announcer in just a bit. Before we get there, guys, let's talk the keys to the game, and I'll start. My keys to the game. Deny the paint, limit Vaughn, and no second chance points for Bandys. And whoever it is that you think is going to be the leading scorer, whether I think it's going to be Vaughn, Cameron Jones, have yourself a ball game.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think the keys to the game, man, we got to speed this basketball game up a whole lot. I mean, do what Reidsville does, man. Let's go fast. Let's go up tempo. Let's take care of business. As long as we don't have, let's keep the turnovers down as well. Hit our free throws. Do what we have to do. Be efficiency, and we'll be okay. And I think too, let Kendra guard Landon, but have Cameron come in too and help out some. Maybe double team him a little bit too. Because I think outside of him, man, like I said, I really like Ledford a little bit too. I think he's going to have a decent game. But, our guards, man, we're just too tough to match up with, man. But I think we're going to have a good game tonight. Like I said, be efficient, make your free throws. Let's not turn the ball over. Let's go up tempo with it. We'll take care of business.
According to sources in the comments, Woods is definitely not 5'7", 5'3" at best.
Yeah, I'm looking at Chase Miller over there on the other side. He's listening to the broadcast right now. Look, he's
he little. Keep him down. He little. We ain't growing anytime soon.
Oh,
that's for
man.
Sure. So let's take a look at the trip, what it took for both teams to get here. When you take a look at Bandys, a 63-57 win over Lincoln Charter, and then a win over Shelby, 67-46, a win over Forest Hills, 80-62 in the second round, and an 88-69 win over Burns. For your Reidsville Rams, it's been a great postseason, and starting in the first round, just giving up 19 points against Brevard. In the second round against North Stanley, a 50-36 win against Monroe, picking up a solid win as well, despite facing that tough zone defense, in a 77-69 win over Salisbury. Reidsville Rams high-five each other here on the near side. We're right alongside the Reidsville bench as we get ready for tip-off. We'll take you here to Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum floor for your Star Spangled Banner, as well as our starting lineups here in just a second. The Rams will be in their white uniforms with blue trim, blue numbering, and lettering here tonight. Bandys in their green uniforms with gold numbering and gold trim and gold lettering as well. As we get ready for the Star Spangled Banner here at Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, celebrate its freedom, and those who serve to protect it, please rise if you're able, and kindly remove your hats and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lawrence Joe Veterans Memorial Coliseum on the campus of Wake Forest University. This year's host site for the Regional Championship Games. This regional game is in the boys 3A classification, and it features the 2A boys regional classification, and it features the number 15 seed, Bandys Trojans. And the number 1 seed, Reidsville Rams. At this time, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association would like to present a Wilson autographed basketball to each head coach. Please come forward to accept this as a token of congratulations for your success this season in making it to the regional finals. Basketballs are being presented today by Assistant Commissioners Brad Alford and Rhonda Dreibelbus.
Thank you so much.
And now, fans, let's meet the starting lineups for this 2A Boys Regional Championship. First from Catawba, North Carolina, the number 15 seed, Bandys Trojans! And guard is sophomore, number 4, Evan Robinson! And one forward, a senior, 11, Jack Robinson! And the other forward, a senior, number 23, Easton Blackburn. And guard, a senior, number 24, Christian Ayers. And taking a jump at center, senior, number 14, Landon Hall. Head coach of the Bandys Trojans, Brandon Helms. He's assisted by Taylor Reinhardt, Peyton Rowe, Eric King, and Matt Lewis. And now from Reidsville, let's hit the number 1 seed, Reidsville Rams. And guy, a senior, number 2, Christian Steels. And guard, a senior, number 3, Janaya Shock. And one forward, senior, Deontay Neal. And taking the jump at center, a junior, 0, Kendra Harrison. Head coach of the Reidsville Rams.
Your starting lineups: Evan Robinson, the sophomore at guard. Dominic Robinson, number 11 for Bandys. The brothers get the start. Landon Vaughn is at center, the 6'9 senior. Easton Ledford is at guard, the 6'4 senior, alongside Christian Etter. And for your Reidsville Rams, Deontay Neal, Janiah Sharp, Christian Scales, Cam Ron Jones, and Kendra Harrison. Bandys is coached by head coach Brandon Helms in his fourth season of 56-49 record. Your Reidsville Rams are coached by Jason Ross, 133-17 record over 6 seasons. The Rams on the left side of the floor as we get ready for the tip. You ready to clock in, partners?
Let's clock in. Let's go.
Harrison on the left side, Vaughn on the right side. We are ready to go from Lawrence Joel in this 2A West final matchup. The tip goes to Deontay off of Kendra. Dish into the hands of J9 with one hand to get things going on the right side for your Reidsville Rams. We are underway, 2-0 lead. Andy's basketball in the hands of Vetter. The senior past the timeline on the far side. Picked almost by Neal. It is stolen. It's loose in the paint. Picked up by Harrison. Goes to the basket and draws the foul with two hands. The big man, Kendra Harrison, is home in the paint and to the free throw line.
And here we go. The buzzsaw has started doing what we do best. We go run that full court press. We'll start trapping.
Get that guard pressure.
Yeah, we'll speed the game up. That's what we want to do tonight.
So Harrison to the line. 2 points on the board on the assist from Deontay Neal. On the assist from the tip, Kendra Harrison to Neal, who found Janiah Sharp off the glass to get things underway. Now Harrison to the line to shoot two. The first is good for Harrison. Harrison back to the line. Robinson on the low block, or make that Vaughn on the low block on the far side. Both free throws fall for Kendra.
Here we go with the full court press.
4-0 lead for the Rams. Vaughn with the basketball, covered by Scales in the corner on the far side. They got to get past midcourt. Hey, Vaughn does get it past midcourt to Dominic Robinson, who is loose on the floor. That's going to be a foul on J9.
Just gave him a little shoulder in the back as he was trying to drive by him.
Thanks for joining us here in this 2A West final. 7:29 to play here in the first. 4-0 lead for the Rams. Bandys will inbound on the baseline right to Dominic, and that's swatted back to Rockingham County.
Called a goaltend.
Called a goaltend on Kendra, though, on the way down.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a goaltend right there, but it looked good, though. I liked it. Making his presence felt in the paint. No, you can't do that.
2 points on the board for Bandys. 4-2 lead for the Rams. Left to right. Neal walks past the timeline. They're going to play half-court defense. He's covered by Dominic Robinson here on the near side wing. Between the legs, left to right hand. Now looks to drive. Back out on the wing. Settles in with a one-handed pass to Sharp. Top of the key now in the corner. Far side for Scales. Back to the basket. Back out to J9 on the far side wing. J9 sets up the offense. Stops. Pops for three. In and out. Harrison tries to grab the rebound. Vaughn gets it, though, on the box out. On the baseline, up the floor for Bandys. Ledford on the far side. Adder make it to Ledford. Inside, covered by Harrison. Two-handed shot does not fall, and it's rebounded inside by big Cameron Jones. Up the floor for the Rams, a 4-2 lead. 6:41 to play here in the first. In the corner, J9 three is off the rim. Harrison battles with Vaughn for it. It's on the ground. Harrison's going to try and grab it. Down on the floor is Robinson. It's going to call a possession arrow in favor of Reidsville.
I want to see
in favor of Bandys.
I want to see Kendra get a little bit more physical. So far, Landon has done a good job boxing Kendra out. Come on, big man. I want to see him get just a little bit more physical.
Ledford handles the basketball, covered by Harrison at midcourt. That's going to be a reach-in.
No.
They call a reach-in at midcourt. That's going to be the first for Kendra.
And that's another key to the game tonight, too. I want to see Kendra stay out of foul trouble. We can't have him going out of this ball game.
Inbound here from Ledford to Etter. Now in the hands of Vaughn just in front of midcourt. Near side wing for Evan Robinson, covered by Jones. Top of the key for Vaughn, covered by Scales. 6'8" versus 6'9". Spin at the free throw line and drop it for Vaughn.
I mean, that's just a good finesse move right there.
4-4 ball game, 6:09 to play here in the first. Rams ball left to right. Just past the timeline for Neal. He's covered by the senior Dominic Robinson. Far side elbow into the lane. A disruptive slam with two hands. Kendra Harrison on the feed from Deontay Neal. He's got 4. 6-4 Rams. Here's the drive. Evan Robinson along on the rebound. It goes to Harrison on the missed layup. Neal now on the far side wing with a 2-point lead. 5:39 to play in the first. The teardrop does not fall. Rebound on the near side for Vaughn. Walks it up just in front of midcourt. Now into the hands of Etter. Etter crosses the timeline at the middle point of the floor. Almost picked away by Neal. Bounce pass inside. Looking for the hook. And getting it is Ledford.
And that's one of the guys I was worried about right there. He plays bigger than he really is, man, but he's not afraid to go down inside.
Tie ball game, 6-6. Back to the basket for Harrison. Goes to the near side wing. Now J9 to Scales in the corner. Long on the 3. Rebound offensively for Harrison. With one hand, he puts it back. This is Kendra Harrison's world. He's got 6 of the 8 for Reidsville. 8-6 lead. Ledford hands it off to Etter, the point guard, covered by Neal. Gets a screen from Ledford. Now on the far side wing, just off the elbow, back to the basket, passes it out to Dominic Robinson. Now settle it. Ledford hands it off to his point guard, Christian Etter. Etter at midcourt, near side wing, off the screen. It's Ledford to Vaughn, far side wing. Ledford gets it inside on the feed from Etter, doesn't make the shot. Rebound Robinson on the offensive. Second chance, Evan Robinson inside the lane. Robinson's first points of the night. We're all tied up 8-8 here in the first. 4 minutes, 22 seconds on the clock. Far side wing now for Deontay. Steps back. Here's a 3 off the front iron. Rebound Ledford at the free throw line. Gets it up near side to Etter. Etter past the timeline. Sets for 3. Got it.
Oh, my.
Okay.
Big 3 for Christian Etter. Makes it 11-8 Bandys. 3:59 to play here in the first. Neal sits at midcourt. Coach Ross gets the play call into his offense. On the baseline, it looks like Scales will work in the corner on the far side. Gets the pass from Neal. Now drives the baseline. Pass it back out to the wing for J9. J9 from the right to the left. Now passes it in the corner. Deontay, no look, top of the key. J9 3 off the front. Rebound inside to Harrison off of Vaughn. Harrison's covered by 2 in the paint. Loses it. It's picked up by Evan Robinson. Robinson to Etter. Past the midcourt mark. Now in the corner. Dominic Robinson right in the lane and swatted away on the attempt from Etter. Kendra Harrison. The Rams averaging 7 blocks per game here in the playoffs.
Depending on what happens in this possession right here, partner, well, I think Reidsville needs to call a timeout.
Inbound to Ledford. In the corner to Vaughn. It's blocked by Scales on the 3 attempt. Jones picks it up in the lane. Way up the floor. Neal to J9. A one-hander. This is Rams basketball. 11-10. 3:04 to play here in the first. Bandys wants to slow it down. Ledford on the far side wing. Walks away from the perimeter to the WF logo here at Lawrence Joel. It's it to Evan Robinson, covered by Jones here on the near side. Poked away by J9. Dominic Robinson with the basketball on the far side. Pass it near side and a timeout from Coach Helms of the Bandys Trojans. 2:44 to play here in the first. 11-10 lead for Bandys. Tonight's game is brought to you by Pennrose Carwach, voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County. Pennrose Carwach at 1509 South Scales has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Carwach, open 24/7, and find us on Facebook celebrating our 55th anniversary. Pennrose Carwach, voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row. Kendra Harrison with 6 points, 2 of 3 from the floor and 2 of 2 from the free throw line, leading the Rams. 4 points for Evan Robinson. And a spread around offense for Bandys so far. 4 of the 5 starters with points so far tonight.
And also, too, they're doing a really good job boxing out, man. They're getting a load of rebounds. That's what Reidsville's got to do a better job of.
Evan Robinson inbounds here at the scores table, gets it to Eder. Eder spins, tries to get past Neal. Bounce pass on the far side. Is stolen by J9. Far side wing, Euro step, glass, and a bucket for J9.
All right, here we go. Back to the full court press. We're going to pick up the defensive pressure.
Janiah Sharp with 7, 12 points for Reidsville. They lead it by 1, 2:20 to play here in the first. Here comes Ledford, passes it to Landon Vaughn. Near side wing, covered by Harrison, out on the perimeter. Ledford back at the top of the key, covered by Scales. The look inside, Evan Robinson to Dominic Robinson, misses the layup, rebound to Kendre over Landon Vaughn. Up the floor, one-handed pass, Deontay Neal. Inside to Jones, back to the basket, kick it out for 3. Off the front side of the rim, make it for Neal. Rebound to Ledford of Bandys. Up the far sideline now for Eder, covered by Scales. Stops and shoots the long 3. It rolls off the front of the rim, hits the backboard in the hands of Harrison. Pass near side. Robinson is going to foul Neal, trying to get to the basketball before him. Harrison will head to the bench. Brian Gwynn in the game for the Rams. Talk about efficiency. Brian Gwynn has not had a turnover in his play all playoffs. And into the conference tournament, just 9 turnovers all year. Top the key now for Neal. Looking inside, almost gets it on the push off. It goes out of bounds.
And Neal right now, he's 0 for 4 from the field. But keep shooting it, young man. Eventually they're going to start falling.
Up the floor for Ledford. Right there is Gwynn with the defense, fresh off the bench. Passes to the far side for Sweat, who's in for Bandys. Spinning away is Ledford from Gwynn. Gwynn gets the recovery, though. In the paint, ball is loose. Vaughn picks it up off the glass. Great coverage by Gwynn. Rebound by Jones on the near side. Into the hands of Neal. Goes to the far side wing to Janiah Sharp. From the free throw line into the lane. Can't get the foul call. The bucket doesn't fall. It rolls out of bounds in the corner. It will be Bandys basketball.
And so far, the officials are letting them play, partner. It's been a very physical defensive ball game.
Robinson will inbound. That's Evan Robinson to Christian Eder. On the far side, full court pressure for the Rams. Now pass the time on the far side for Eder. Covered by J9. In the corner for Sweat, covered by Neal. On the far side of the floor. Closing the baseline. Now pass it back out to Ledford. Top of the key for Vaughn. Covered by Scales. Athletic Scales is right there with Vaughn, who drives to the elbow. He gets a hand on it. Missing it is Vaughn. Gets the secondary rebound, but it squirts loose in the hands of Jones.
They got to push it.
Now Neal has it past the timeline near side. Crossover at the elbow. Goes on the glass. No foul call. Rebound for Scales. There's the call. And Christian to the line to shoot 2.
Partner, I think it gave us one, but we'll take it.
Scales shooting 66% from the line this season as he heads to the stripe. 31 seconds to play here in the first. With that make, it's a 13-11 lead for your Reidsville Rams.
And I'll tell you what, here we thought, Kendre was going to go up against Landon. You might see Cam. But I like Scales. I like this.
The way he's playing defensively.
Yes.
Missed on the front of the iron. Did Scales on the second attempt.
Good tip.
Robinson with the rebound. Tipped out of bounds by Jones. Off the hands of Robinson.
Cam, good job.
Great defense by Cam. On the miss on the free throw. So Neal to inbound. Harrison will check in for Gwynn. With 27 seconds on the clock here in the opening frame. 13-11 lead. Neal inbounds here on the near side baseline. To the wing, Jones, Sharp, Scales down in the corner to Neal. Back to the basket off the low block. Far side, Harrison pass 2 and gets it in.
Done.
On the turn and face.
For Kendre.
That's what I want to see right there. I want to see physical play with him going inside the paint.
8 of
definitely.
Reidsville's 15 from Kendre here in the first. Far side, Sweat now in the corner. Eder 3, kisses the rim off the hands of Scales. He'll go out of bounds on the near side corner. Baseline inbound for Bandys with 2 seconds left in the quarter. Here comes the inbound from Sweat to Vaughn in the corner. Spins, takes a shot. Got it.
Wow.
Coaches and the players wanted a travel call on Vaughn, but that's going to be a huge bucket.
That was more than a travel. That was a pirouette.
The three closes it to a 1-point difference after one. 15-14 Reidsville here on the NCHSAA 2A West Finals. The winner advances to take on Northwood, who defeated West Bladen earlier this afternoon. That game will take place on Saturday here at Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Tonight's game brought to you by our friends at Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan at 6734 NC 135 across from Walmart, or Kooler Ice dispenser at Schul's Home at 1635 Freeway Drive in the City of Champions. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Pennrose Carwach in Reidsville at 1509 South Scales, or Two Rivers Plaza in Eden at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice. Great tasting, fresh ice available 24/7 at all four locations, 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Janiah Sharp with 7, 8 for Kendra Harrison. That's your scoring for Reidsville in the first quarter. Evan Robinson with 2, 5 for Landon Vaughn, 2 for Easton Ledford, and 3 for Christian Etter. Rams basketball to start the second, left to right. Scales on the near side wing. Gets the entry into Kendra. It's knocked away by Vaughn. Here's the coverage from Etter. Double team with Vaughn as well, but Kendra gets through it, into the paint, misses it, gets a second chance opportunity, back to the basket with one hand, goes wild to the paint, gets a third chance, and with one hand on the near side, kisses the glass.
And that's what you want to see out right there out of Kendra Harrison. You want to see him get more physical with Landon.
Against the 6'9", Vaughn got 3 opportunities. Third time's a charm. 17-14 Rams. Jones with the coverage of Ledford. Causes an errant pass near side. Etter loses it. Picked up by Scales on the baseline near side. Up the floor, Jones here on the near side. Elbow. Drives and loses handle. It's picked up by Robinson.
Oh, man, partner, he had J9 wide open in the corner.
Robinson near side wing. Picked up by J9. Looking to spin on the pivot foot. The bounce pass is stolen by Neal.
Showtime.
Up the floor. Wide open. J9. Two-handed jam. This is J9's world. He's got 9 of the 19 for Reidsville. 19-14 lead. 6:49 to play here in the second. In the corner now for Sweat. Pivots covered by Harrison. Loose on the floor is J9. Robinson and him with a tussle. Leaves an open shot for Vaughn. He misses it. Picked up for Sweat on the rebound. It's missed. And Harrison put a hand on it. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay on this side of the floor for the Trojans.
And look at Kendra, man. He's exhausted. He's been battling.
Reidsville will call a timeout with 6:33 to play here in the second. A 5-point lead for the Rams here with 6:33 to play in the first half. Tonight's game brought to you by Ancora Compassionate Care, formerly known as Hospice of Rockingham County. Their name changed in late 2023, but they're the same community-based, mission-focused hospice and palliative care provider the community has known since 1987. Providing specialized care for those coping with serious illness. Ancora's mission is to be a supportive presence for life's journey. When greater comfort and support matter most, make sure it's Ancora Compassionate Care. They'll always be there because they've always been here. To learn more, visit ancoracc.org. Inbound for Bandys, out of the timeout for Sweat on the far side. Looks to Vaughn off the elbow on the far side with the jumper off the inbound. Landon Vaughn has 7 of Bandys' 16.
All right, partner, let's see if we can't get Deontay Neal going. He hasn't made a shot yet.
Left to right past the timeline for Neal. Goes inside to Harrison. Nice look with one hand to Jones. Rolls in and out. Jones gets the second chance, though. Turns around. The jumper doesn't fall. Harrison with one hand draws the foul. That's what we talked about, boys, in the pregame show. The battle inside. Right now, Harrison and Jones are winning it over Vaughn on the second chance opportunity.
And that's what I like to see out of Mama. There goes that man, Cameron Jones. I mean, he does the dirty work, man. That's what he does. That's what he's here for. He's the glue. Dennis Rodman.
Harrison to the line, 2 for 2 so far this afternoon from the stripe. 6:10 to play here in the second. 19-16 lead for Reidsville. Harrison with 10 as he heads to the line. Free throw is good.
All right, partner, like I always talk about, it's an art shooting a free throw. So you know you got to bend your knees. Bend your knees. All right, watch this. Watch this. Here we go. All right, Kendra. Bend your knees, and it's going in. There it is. Oh, I
Off the
jinxed
heel,
it.
you did. Jones volleys it. It goes in the hands of Harrison with one hand. Gets
There
the
it
tip
is.
up on his miss. Kendra Harrison with 13. He's 4 of 8 from the floor. Ledford faces pressure, far side for Sweat. Pump fake, loses it, but it goes in the hands of Vaughn. With 2 hands, can't get it. Now the second chance for Evan Robinson. A foul is called.
That looked like a good block from Jones. They called him for the foul, though.
That's the first for Cam Jones. As Evan Robinson, the athletic 6'5" sophomore, heads to the line. Free throw hits off the iron.
I tell you what, partner, with we're in the second quarter right now with 5 minutes, 49 seconds left. Would you ever have thought Deontay Neal wouldn't have scored a basket? By this time, man, wow. He would at least have 10.
Second free throw is good. But like we talked about in the pregame show, he's still working his magic, a steal and 3 assists.
He is.
That's what's so dangerous about him.
But all it takes is that one shot and he gets going.
22-17 Reidsville, 5:42 to play here in the second. Neal sits at the top of the key. Crossover move on Sweat. Step back on the far side wing. Crossover now between the legs. Drives in the lane. Pump fake. Draws a foul. No, they're going to call travel.
No.
Oh, come on.
Ah.
Travel called on Neal, so the inbound for Dominic Robinson.
That was a step through.
I mean, I didn't see anything on that.
Here comes Eder with the basketball past the timeline. Picked up by Neal at midcourt. Near side wing for Ledford. Ledford covered by Scales. Far side wing now. Here's Landon Vaughn, and he hits it again from the elbow on the far side. He's got 9. 22-19. Far side wing now for Neal. Calls the play into Jones at the free throw line. Back in the corner for Scales near side. Hand it back off to Jones, who drives the lane from the free throw line. Hits off the rim. Harrison with 2 hands. And a put back yet again for the Big O, Kendra Harrison. He's got 15. 24-19 Reidsville. Ledford's picked up at full court by Jones. He airs a deep pass in the air. Interception from Harrison. Up the floor on the near side. From the wing to the far side wing to Neal for 3.
Come on.
Off the backside of the rim. And a rebound for Brady Sweat.
Got a lid on it for Deontay tonight.
Oh, that's a travel
Yeah.
for Ledford.
Oh, my goodness.
Ledford picked up the ball at midcourt with the double dribble, and it'll go right to Reidsville.
I mean, I know we ain't got a student section, but you can't do that.
Inbound here at the scores table for J9. Neal goes all the way into Harrison. Now into
Good
the corner
kick.
from Neal to Sharp. In and out
Get
on
in
the
there.
3. Battling for the rebound is Scales. It's saved on the baseline by Harrison. All the way up to the perimeter to J9, who tries. Dishes it up to
come
Harrison.
on.
The dunk don't fall. Can't get the tip back either. Still in the lane camping. And Scales puts it back, but we're going to have a foul before.
Man, Kendra is battling, partner. He is wore out.
So here comes Brian Quinn. He'll check in for Harrison after the free throws. He's earned this break, though.
Oh, yes, he
15 points.
13
rebounds in a quarter and a half. Most of those offensive, giving Reidsville
Listen
second
to this
chances.
Bandys crowd.
Free throw hits off the back iron.
What in the world?
Harrison
I
sets
don't know what that was about.
at the free throw line. I'm not sure they're going to let Gwynn sub in.
He will if he hits it.
Free throw is good for Harrison. He'll get a break. 16 total points for Harrison. 13 rebounds and 4 6 from the line. Rams lead at 25-19. 4:11 to play here in the second. Glad to have you along. 100 strong here on RoCo Radio and RoCoRadio.com.
Full court.
Here comes Robinson. It's Dominic Robinson's
good
pass is
tip,
tipped up
Cam.
by Harrison at midcourt. Now Jones on the drive. The finger roll.
How about my man Cameron Jones?
J9 and Kendre are pacing this offense. 11 for J9, 16 for Kendre. Dominic Harrison in the lane. Dishes it off to Vaughn. It's almost stripped by J9 inside in the corner. Are they going to call a foul?
No, I think they just said that it was tipped out off of Reidsville.
What a game for Sharp and Harrison with all the scoring. He's got 11, 16 for Harrison. 27-19 lead for the Rams. Vaughn, far side wing, covered by J9 and Scales in the corner. It's to Ledford. He was open for a minute. Gwynn with the coverage defense. Pass to Sweat on the cut. Can't get it. Rebound Dominic Robinson. Second chance. Now back in for Ledford on the lay-in. Doesn't fall. Dominic Robinson with the rebound on the far side. Off the rim again. Rebound J9. Rams basketball up the floor left to right. Bounce pass on the no look here in the corner for Deontay. Stops, drives the baseline. Loses handle of it behind the hoop. It'll go out of bounds. Bandys ball.
Got physically abused.
3:20 to play here in the second.
You know, it seems like every time he's on the perimeter, they'll double team Deontay. But on the other side, you know, Reidsville's doing a fantastic job against Landon. Man, he's getting his a little bit, but I mean, with the Scales, Cameron Jones and Kendre.
Definitely on the glass, he's losing that battle.
Yeah. Oh.
There's a foul at midcourt on 4, Gwynn.
That's okay.
Gwynn gave him a bump there.
That's all right. Hey, make his presence felt. Show him, hey, he's here to play.
Fouls to give for the Rams. That's just team foul number 2 here in the second quarter.
We needed that out on the football field in November.
Far side for Dominic Robinson on the inbound. Just off of midcourt. Into Vaughn. Walks past the timeline. Right side dribble behind the back. Covered by Scales. He has to stop on his pivot foot. Bounce pass to Ledford on the wing. Right inside to Dominic Robinson. Can't get the layup with the coverage inside. Knocked out of bounds off the hands of the Rams. Inbound for Bandys. Just behind the basket on the right side. The inbound for Etter.
Watch the mismatch with Landon right here.
No look, goes in the corner near side for Landon Vaughn. Off the rim, tipped up by Jones. Ledford gets a hand on it. It goes to Gwynn. Right up the floor. What a pass with 2 hands to Neal to the open glass.
There it is.
What a play by Brian Gwynn.
All right, partner. That's going to get number 1 going right there, Deontay Neal.
29-19, 10-point ball game. 2:38 to play in the second. Evan Robinson near side wing covered by Jones. Back to the basket for Vaughn up the low block near side. He can't get the hook.
They called the foul against Christian Scales.
Oh, my.
They can't get the hook. He was back to the basket, not even in the paint.
That looked clean.
So Vaughn to the line. A 70% free throw shooter this season. He goes to the line an awful lot, and there's a miss there. Agent 0 back in the game for Brian Gwynn. Gwynn with a huge rebound and assist to Deontay Neal to make it a 10-point game. He's been huge so far in the 2 times he's checked in to give Kendre some breath.
And he's been fantastic off the bench, giving him some good minutes.
Second one for Vaughn is in and out. Rebound to Scales. J9 runs the offense. The combo guard, the senior. Pass the timeline left to right. Top of the key covered by Robinson. Spins, bounce pass, right to Neal, can't get the lay-in. Harrison knocks it back out in the perimeter to Scales. It's on the ground though and picked up by Robinson. Robinson passes the timeline right to left. On the wing, he hands it off to his point guard, Etter. Covered by Neal, goes for the drive, lays it in there. It's missed and rebound to Neal on the far side. Push it right up the floor. What a reverse layup by J9! Unbelievable! 13 points for J9.
Up and under after the assist from Deontay.
31-19. Far side for Dominic Robinson. It's tipped away and out of bounds near side. We'll have the substitution
I mean, I'm starting to feel it a little bit.
Another bounce going Bandys' way on that
Are
one.
you feeling that buzz saw? It's cranking up. I can hear it. It's cranking up.
Eder with the inbound here on the near side in the corner for Robinson. Robinson to guard, who just came into the ball game, covered by Harrison. Looks for the pivot,
yes.
and it's knocked out of bounds by Harrison.
Yeah, Kendra said, don't try to come into my paint.
31-19 Reidsville, 1:33 to play in the second. We reset the inbound again on the baseline from Eder to the left of the basket. Gets it into Ledford in the corner, covered by 2. To the free throw line for God with the leaner. Doesn't fall off the front of the rim. Scales, bounce pass, wide open. J9 again in the lane. Misses his defender with the move and gets to the glass again. He's got 15. J9. Mr. Big Shot. Now Ledford with one hand from the free throw line. Got it. Ledford with 4. 33-21. 1 minute to play here in the second. Neal slows things down just off midcourt on the far side. Passes the timeline. Inside double digits now. 55 seconds to play here in the first half. Back to the basket. Robinson. Dominic Robinson covers Neal. He's all the way to the free throw line and back out, just trying to use some time. Now the entry into Harrison on the baseline near side. Bounce pass to Scales, and that's blocked by Robinson. Saved though by Sharp in the corner on the left side. To the basket, goes for the two-handed slam. It doesn't fall. Harrison the rebound with 2 hands. Kendra Harrison, J9. Harrison with 18. Sharp with 15. 35-21 Reidsville with 20 seconds to play here in the first half. Dominic Robinson passes to his brother Evan Robinson near side. It's poked away on the wing by Janai Sharp. He gets the basketball. They're going to call a foul.
There it is.
Is that going to be a defensive foul? I think so.
That'll be a defensive foul, but it was a foul right here. You had number 21 right there grab J9 by the jersey. They missed that one, but they did get that one. That's okay. We'll take it.
J9, 6 of 11 from the field. 12 points, 16, or make that 18 points for Harrison, and 15 for Sharp. 35-21. Neal gets the basketball. Middle of the floor. Bounce pass far side wing. Right next to Scales. Now in the corner for Neal. Pumps, drives, baseline, gets the foul. The 90% free throw shooter to the line, Deontay Neal.
And when your shots are not falling, that's what you need to do. Drive to the paint, hit some free throws, and that'll get you going.
Yeah, please foul Deontay. I mean, just give Reidsville 3 points.
And that's really big with 3.1 seconds left. That could be a 16-point game if he hits both.
And
First
Robinson sitting on 3 fouls now, nearly at half. That could make a difference coming into the second half.
Yes, it could.
128 for 144 at the line before today. Now 1 of 1.
And I like the game plan. They're saying the heck with the perimeter. They're just going to bang it inside.
Free throw is good.
Oh,
Neal
yeah,
now
take it
with 4.
at bone, take it at those guys down low, and make them do something.
Ledford gets it, heaves it at midcourt, and it won't fall as we head to the half. 37-21 Reidsville. Here in the 2A West Finals, the winner advances to take on Northwood in the state championship game. (37-21). All right, so I have J9 for 15, but the official scores have him for 12.
I've got him for 14.
Oh, boy.
We'll get it right, boys. We'll get it right.
I got 16 for Harrison and 15 for Sharp and 4 for Neal. Do you have scales for 3? The officials have scales for 3.
I have scales for 1.
We're all over the place, huh? I thought this was official. We got official stats and stuff.
Well,
Hey, we're all human.
Yeah, his only bucket came on a free throw.
I tell you what, but how about this, though? You got 15 to 38 for Reidsville. And for the Bandys, you got 9 for 29 and 2 for 7 from the three-point line. 1 for 4 from the free throw line. So you look at Reidsville right now. They're playing some absolutely great defense, especially in the paint, too. And they're really frustrating Landon tonight.
Those 9 more field goals are basically second chance or third chance makes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. With Cameron Jones cleaning up the glass, Kendra cleaning up the glass, Scales. And they got a 16-point lead. And Deontay only has, what?
4 points.
4 points.
37-21 lead for the Rams at the half here at Lawrence Joel Coliseum.
I think what happened was they gave one of J9's buckets to Scales.
Yes, they did. I believe so, too.
Take this opportunity today to talk to a recruiter, the North Carolina Army National Guard. Always ready, always.
At the half, 37-21.
Hey fans, let's bench that behavior.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Pennrose Carwach, Kooler Ice, Ancora Compassionate Care, and Rockingham Update. The winner advances to take on Northwood. We'll talk about that here at halftime once Hatley gets the stats going.
Students learning and growing, not just winning. Let's all do our
All right. Deontay Neal with 4 points, 4 assists, and a steal. Janice J9 Sharp, 14 points, 1 rebound, 2 steals. Kendra Harrison already double-double, 18 points, 14 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks.
Wow.
Kendra Harrison in the playoffs is a different animal than Kendra Harrison in the regular season, and he's scary in the regular season. Christian Scales with 1 point, 1 assist, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. And Cameron Jones, no points yet, but an assist, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. And Brian Gwynn with an assist and a rebound.
We can talk about the rebounds and all that and say, wow, he's got 15 rebounds or what? That's
14.
Cool. 14, that's cool and everything. 11 of them are offensive.
Oh, my goodness.
11 of them are offensive. I'm almost offended.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm going to tell you what, man. I really like the matchup, though, with Scales. Scales on 6'9".
Yeah, Scales on
Landon
Vaughn.
I mean, you know, you look at him.
Scales has been extremely effective.
He's been absolutely effective against him.
Doesn't have any steals, but he's got a couple of blocks. He's got 6 rebounds. And he's basically held Vaughn down. I mean, Vaughn's got 9 points, but, you know, a guy who averages 22, you get 9.5. That's below his scoring average.
Yep.
They're doing what they need to with him, though. He's 4 of 11. I know 3 of those shots are outside the paint and off the elbow, and 2 of them were contested shots that you want him to take. He's going to make some of them, but he's also going to miss a lot of them. They're doing what they need to do to keep him out of the paint, and to me, the most impressive thing has been the boxing out on the defensive side. When they're trying to get any chance offensively, Kendra is there, or Cam Jones is there to stop him from getting that offensive second chance.
Well, I think that little pep talk by Coach Ross over there, he really fired him up. You know, in the first quarter, I mean, you know, Landon Vaughn, he was doing a good job with boxing out, man. Reidsville was struggling to get rebounds. But as the game went on and it went more of Reidsville's way, and, you know, they started fast breaks, you know, up-tempo stuff, I mean, they started to get grabbing more and more for sure.
16 offensive rebounds for Reidsville, just 5 for Bandys.
Wow.
And that's really the difference in this game, especially in that first quarter where Deontay Neal couldn't get the jumper to fall. Jediah Sharp was there offensively, and Kendra Harrison there in that second quarter and first quarter.
And we talked about this in the pregame also. Reidsville has turned the ball over 5 times in the first half. They've already forced 9 turnovers over Bandys. So, you know, a 4 turnover differential there. Reidsville's taking care of the basketball pretty decently, and their pressure, especially in that second quarter, holding Bandys to 7 points in the second quarter.
For the 88 strong listening in, welcome into RoCo Radio, RoCoRadio.com. Joe Dexter, Jonathan Hatley, David Woods here from Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum for the 2A West final matchup between number 15 Bandys and number 1 Reidsville at the half, a 37-21 lead for Reidsville. We're an interactive comment group. Those that listen in with us throughout the season, you know, let us know where you're listening in, who you're rooting for, and just let's say hello. in the comments on YouTube and on Facebook. And for those that want to listen in on your mobile device, you can download the Live 365 app on your mobile device and listen in hands-free. Well, you got to hold the phone to listen, but you can scroll on Facebook. You can do whatever you want. Take a photo.
If you look over there to one of our fans listening in right now, Chase Miller, he's holding his phone up wearing an NC State hat. He says it's what is it, South Stokes?
That's
NC State.
NC State.
Come on,
You think we're buying that?
No.
At the half, 37-21 Reidsville.
I'll tell you what, hey, let's talk some, we're in ACC territory. We're in Wake Forest right now, the friendly confines of Lawrence Joe Coliseum. How about those Tar Heels today? Let's talk about that. They come in today. They were the last team in for, projected with the field of 68. They had, and I think they had Wake Forest as one of the first teams out. So that was a big-time matchup today. So, Carolina took care of business, which, I was very surprised with that, really. I really was. So now you get a third showdown against Duke, and you had Cooper Flagg go out today with a serious ankle injury. And I think they're pretty much saying he might be out for tomorrow.
And Brown out with a shoulder injury as well today. Duke, they're going to be the walking wounded. They like to give that game away to Georgia Tech with those two injuries.
Yeah.
They had to come back without Flagg to win that game.
Well, still, you've got fundamental shooting from Duke, especially from the perimeter. They do a great job of that. And with Flagg being out, Carolina can really bang down on the inside a little bit more and make it, kind of an evened out game, I think.
Well, they still have to deal with Ngongba and the other big man. I can't remember his name.
What, 7 foot?
Ngongba, I think, is 6'11", and the other guy's 7'2".
Okay.
That's a big presence down low, and that's really what Carolina was lacking this season. Was a big man down low. But with Cooper Flagg being out, he's a huge facilitator, whether it's with his shot, with the assists, with his rebounding. That's going to be a huge loss for the Blue Devils.
Yeah.
And, I just hope that he's healthy to come back for the NCAA. Forget the ACC tournament.
that was a tough, that was a nasty
he came down awkward on that ankle, and it was just not pretty.
Let's go to the comments. Big Will wants to know where we're at. Big Will, we're on the scores table here. I'll put my hands up. Maybe you can see us.
We're right at the logo, buddy.
Right at the logo. We got the best seats in the house.
Courtside.
Somehow they gave these knuckleheads some type of access. I don't know what they were thinking. Joel Madron in the comments, go Rams. Deshaunee Harden says, go Rams. Mark Bowler says, Ville made, let's go Rams. TJ says, Neal's going to bust it open in the second half. You watch.
Oh, I feel it.
Jeffrey Sykes says, thanks for the stream. Listening in from this Michigander, don't know how to say that. Koloe?
What is that?
Culloway.
Boy, you know that.
All right.
Culloway.
Big Will says, I'm listening while I'm here.
That's Western Carolina territory, buddy.
That's right. I know. I just don't know how to say it. Big Will says he's listening from here at Lawrence Joel. Molita says, go Rams from the other Ville in RoCo.
I always got to pick on my partner a little bit. The last time we talked about Michigan, I don't think you want to go swimming in the lakes up there. Because
I think I'm gonna pass. After the stories I heard.
What he does in the lakes, I'm like, come on, man.
Who would have ever thought that would be a topic of a conversation at halftime of the 2A West Final?
We got the topics of what is Jimmy T like on his hot dog, and we got my man going up the lakes in Michigan using the bathroom in them.
Hey, wait! I never admitted to that.
Oh,
whoa! Oh.
I can barely see Wood. Oh.
Chase says, I can barely see Wood's head over the table. Get him a booster seat. Tracy's in the comments. One of our strong fans says, let's go Rams. And while we got the time, I want to thank and shout out the biggest Reidsville fan of all, Miss Murphy, listening in at home. Couldn't make it here today. She's at every home game. She has been since the 70s when Coach Parsons was there. The biggest Reidsville fan. She's always has fun with us, and we always enjoy seeing her. Sad that we don't see her here, but glad we can bring the game to Miss Murphy here tonight.
Absolutely. We love you.
Yeah, it's weird sitting here to broadcast and not having her right to the right side of us.
Oh, man, I'm going to tell you. She's one of the best jump talkers I've ever heard in my life. She keeps me laughing all
You know,
the time.
you had her and you had Roger in the Salisbury
Raj.
game beside of me.
Uncle Raj over
Hey,
there.
Miss Murphy, next time we're at a game with you, could you critique Woodsy's jump shot for me?
Oh, I'm going to tell you. She could still be a head coach right now. I would be one of her assistant coaches any day of the week.
Mr. Hewlin in the comments says he's listening in from Hickory, North Carolina. So thanks for all the support, and thanks to our sponsors, Pennrose Carwach, Kooler Ice, and Ancora Compassionate Care and Rockingham Update. Without them, we would not be here to bring you tonight's action. So thank you to them, and thank you to the support of our listeners throughout the year. We had over 600 unique listeners just on the Live 365 app this season. Over 3,000 listener hours during basketball season alone on YouTube alone. So thank you for your support throughout the basketball season.
You know, there is one man I keep looking for. I'm looking for old Jeff Dave Dorian Webster.
Oh, no.
I don't see him anywhere, but I'm sure he sees us.
It's like NC State. He disappears when it's tournament time.
Oh, shots fired.
Oh, my goodness. And
I was talking to Mom last night, and she was telling me that NC State was not playing in the ACC tournament. And I'm like, wait a minute, everybody gets into the ACC tournament. And she was like, look it up. I look it up, and it's what?
I didn't even have to throw the assist on that one. You just slammed that one down, my man.
Since when do they disallow teams from the conference tournament? That's insane to me.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Lewis in the comments says, you guys are awesome. Thanks, Lewis, for your support. Shout out to Reidsville from True Seeker from the 704 Shelby, North Carolina.
Shelby.
You okay
Shelby
over there, True
representing.
Seeker? You got some bodyguards? You all right?
Hey, man, we went to Shelby.
No, great people. I'm just playing around with the rivalry.
You know, if it gets first round, it gets more hit than Shelby, man. It was awesome. Hey, that box up there was very nice.
Hey, I think it would have been
Great
a little
people
bit
in
more.
Shelby, for
I
sure.
think there would have been a little more hostility involved if it had been Reidsville visiting and not Moorhead.
Maybe.
I tell you what, man. You know what? Speaking of Moorhead, I've got to give a big-time shout-out to my man, Coach Tony McCants.
Welcome back to Rockingham County, baby.
Let's go. Man, I'm going to tell you, I've been knowing this story since – we've been knowing it since when? November?
A long time.
A while.
It's been a
now
while.
We can finally say it. And, I messaged him back and forth a little bit on Facebook. I told him, I said, man, I am sure happy to see you back in Rockingham County. Just a big shout-out. You're getting a great football coach. Man, he's going to turn that program
he
around.
worked wonders with that McMichael Phoenix program while he was there. And, I'm looking forward to seeing him coach and calling the action with him as a coach.
Oh, absolutely.
We get ready to start the third quarter. Reidsville 37 and Bandys 21. The Rams meet here right in front of the scores table on the left side. The Trojans already on the floor. It'll be Vaughn, Dominic Robinson, Evan Robinson, Ledford, and Etter for Bandys. And your starting five for Reidsville back out on the court. Deontay Neal, Janiah Sharp, Kendra Harrison, Cameron Jones, and Christian Scales. Here we go. Second half basketball in the 2A West Finals.
Well, as soon as this near side official finishes talking to Coach Ross.
All right, partner, I'm ready to see Deontay Neal light it up and find his shot, man. It's time for him to get going.
All right, our scoring is fixed. Scales with 1, 4 for Neal, 18 points for Kendra Harrison, and 14 for Janiah Sharp. Bandys gets the basketball, be left to right for Bandys here in the second half. Ledford around the wing to Vaughn. Thought about shooting, covered by Scales. Basket to the hip, now passes it near side to Ledford. Ledford looks to the interior, has to go back around the perimeter to Etter. Handed off Evan Robinson just off the elbow. Inside with one hand, a good look for Ledford. He's got 6. Up the floor, right to left for Reidsville, their first possession of the second half. Far side behind the back for Janiah Sharp. Bounce pass here near side. Behind the back again for Neal. Goes in the lane between 3, loses it, it'll go out of bounds. But man, he knifed the defense. But it goes out of bounds, it's a turnover. Ledford handles it on the far sideline at the NCHSAA logo. Past the timeline. He's covered by Harrison. Harrison will set it at the free throw line around the perimeter. Dominic Robinson now to Vaughn. A contested shot. Scales was all up in his face, and Vaughn nails it here near side. 11 points for Vaughn. Far side, J9 stop and pop for 2. Off the side, iron rebound to Ledford on the baseline, just off the corner. Goes near side to Eder. Past midcourt now on the wing. Dominic Robinson 3. Big start for Bandys here in the third.
And an early timeout from Coach Ross.
.6:51 to play here in the third.
And somehow the display board has gone out, but
37-28.
And this is what I love right here. I'm sitting here watching Coach Ross, just fire them slam up. This is what happened in the first quarter.
If we wanted to intrude, we could do a mic'd up session right now.
Oh, my goodness. I don't think he's going to keep it PG neither. But this is what it took.
Well, not a chance after that little run.
In the first quarter, they come out lackluster, and he just lit them absolutely slam up. But as soon as he lit them up, it's like a whole switch just turned, and they started playing Reidsville basketball. I think that's what it'll take again, and they'll get it going.
37-28 Reidsville, the inbound in the corner on the far side for Janiah Sharp. Bounces it with one hand to Neal, who will walk to midcourt. Robinson will stand at the top of the key and will cover Neal. Pass on the near side wing. Sharp now in the corner to Neal, covered by Robinson. Looks to drive on Vaughn, does Neal, near side wing. Bounce pass just off the free throw line. Cam Jones into the lane with the switch of hands.
All right, boys. Mama, there goes that man, Cameron Jones.
39-28. Steal by Harrison. He's got a wide open bucket. And a double jam. A power jam. Make it with 2 hands. Far side on the opposite side. For Bandys, Vaughn loses it in the corner. Ran ball.
That's a turnover.
You could tell, man, he's so frustrated right now. Vaughn is very frustrated.
Well, he's getting bodied out there.
Yeah, you got 6'8" Kendra. You got 6'8" Scales. And then you got Cameron Jones. He's 6'6", 6'7".
5 of 12 from the floor for Vaughn. Far side
J9
from the elbow. Kick it out to J9 for 3. It's long. Rebound goes to Eder. Right up the floor and a slam. A power slam for Evan Robinson.
Oh, my. Get up.
Bandys is awake in the third.
He's showing up, Kendre, and Coach Ross is not happy.
Far side now for Neal on the wing. Harrison back to the basket, covered by Eder and Vaughn, and somehow powers it with one hand to the glass. Harrison has 22. Up the floor now behind the back for Eder. It almost poked away by Neal to the floor, trying to grab it. And a timeout from Coach Helms before a turnover could have been called or a jump ball. 5:20 to play here in the third, 43-30, Reidsville. Everybody in the stands looking for the scoreboard. The scoreboards have been shut off here at half and haven't been turned back on yet.
Yeah, it was just displaying the NCHSAA logo when we came back to action, now it's just blank.
The players, the fans, the coaches, everybody looking. Winner of this one will advance to face number 3, Northwood.
That's all right, Joe. I've got it here.
Northwood with a big win over West Bladen here this afternoon. So out of the timeout from Coach Helms, it'll be Eder to inbound here near side. Pass midcourt. It's it to the top in the hands of Ledford. Ledford looking at his guys crossing in the lanes. Doesn't find somebody. Now an open lane for Robinson. Tries a reverse layup. It's way long. Rebound on the far side for Jones. Gets it to his point guard, Deontay Neal. Near side wing. Behind the back now stops. Hesitation, fakes the shot, pass it in the corner to Scales. Bounce pass back to the point guard, Neal, on the near side wing. Dominic Robinson is screened by Harrison, opens the baseline for Neal, dish it in the corner, J9 three, got it! What a screen by Harrison, set up Neal to make the pass.
And that's the first three-pointer made for this Reidsville team tonight.
46-30. Near side wing for Robinson. Far side Vaughn, he's wide open for three. In and out. Tipped by Jones to Harrison. Harrison up the floor near side to J9, who works his way to the far side. In the corner for Scales. Stops, pass it back out to the perimeter for J9. Takes a left-handed dribble to the basket. Draws the aggressive foul. He'll head to the line.
Evan Robinson on the foul there.
4:18 to play here in the third. 46-30 Reidsville.
And Robinson now has 4. He's going to have to come out of the game.
That's a tough loss for Bandys. He's been great defensively.
J9 missed his first free throw attempt there.
Sweat checks in. Vaughn on the low block here on the free throw. Here on the near side for Bandys. Free throw is good. Up the floor for Bandys, it's Ledford on the far side. Now on the near side past the timeline. Gets it to Eder off the elbow, hands it to Dominic Robinson. Steps out of the paint, shoots a three, covered by Jones, and it's a rebound on the far side, miss for J9. In the corner, now to the basket, the layup. Oh, it's going to be an offensive foul call, the charge call in the lane.
He did not look set on that to me. He got there late.
Harrison planted the feet, number 11. The foul is called. And now Bandys basketball. Eder, bounce pass past Scales, near side to Sweat. Now on the far side for Dominic Robinson. His one-handed pass is tipped up in the air to Neal. Neal up the floor to the free throw line. Pass it to the wing, far side, another J9 three, in and out. Tipped up by Harrison. Rebound near side for Scales. Another offensive second chance for the Rams offense. They've had a ton of them tonight, and we'll have a foul off the ball. Foul's going to be on Ledford. His first.
I want to see Deontay Neal right here on a three. Oh,
alley-oop inbound to Harrison, does not go in. Jones loses off of his hands, and it goes far side all the way up the floor. Eder with the layup, but it's too much on the glass. Jones with the rebound, now to Janiah Sharp. Stop at the free throw line, the Euro, and it rolls home.
Oh, man, that left hand is as smooth as silk.
Mr. Big Shot, Janiah Sharp, has been huge tonight. 20 points, 9 of 17 from the floor. Sweat past the timeline. It's almost stolen by Neal. Ball's loose on the ground, picked up by Sweat with two hands. Far side pass to Eder for three. Hits the backboard and rebound by J9 inside. J9, bounce pass near side to Neal. Behind the back, step back three. Neal off the front iron, no foul call. Harrison almost grabbed the rebound off the floor. Dominic Robinson's pass goes out of bounds. Nobody there in the paint to grab it. On the opposite side of the floor, it rolls all the way near the stand.
He absolutely put that dude on skates.
Yeah, then he gets bodied to the floor, no call. Wow.
That's all right. If you're Deontay Neal, shooter's going to shoot, man. You
Juked him out of his shoes.
19-point lead for the Rams, 49-30. Near side Harrison wing. Jones with two hands, puts it over his head, hands it back to Neal. Neal passes to the far side wing. Here's the drive from J9 to the cup. Can't get it to fall. Scales almost grabs the rebound. Instead, it goes to the hands of Kennedy. Up the floor, the far side for Ledford. Drives to the elbow. Bounce pass to the baseline for Vaughn. And a foul call.
They got Cameron on the foul.
Looked like a potential clean block, a foul called, and Vaughn to the line to shoot two. Good night for Vaughn as far as getting shots outside of the paint, 5 of 13. Just his second trip to the free throw line, and he's 0 for 3 now.
And Reidsville You mentioned it early on, David. Not in any foul trouble. Cameron Jones with just 2 fouls, and he's the only one that has more than one.
Vaughn gets the free throw. Inbound for the Rams. Neal far side to Sharp. Full court press now from Bandys. It's stolen by Sweat on the far side on the pass intended for Jones. Pass Robinson. Near side to Kennedy, who drives the baseline. Gets it with 2 hands over Jones. First points for Caleb Kennedy.
It looks like the Trojans are trying to pick up the pressure.
More full court pressure. Past it is Neal all the way to the near side baseline. Now he'll step back out. Covered by Dominic Robinson. One-handed pass back to the basket for Harrison on the near side, just off the baseline on the low block. And that's going to be an offensive foul call.
Oh,
I mean, he leaned into it, caught the elbow in the mouth.
Shout out to Keith Carroll listening in from Kuwait.
Wow.
Saying go Rams. Thanks, Keith, for listening in.
And Harrison's checked out of the game with 2 fouls. Gwynn will check in for him.
Sweat with the inbound here near side. Thanks for listening in on RoCo Radio, RoCoRadio.com. 49-33 lead for Reidsville. Gwynn covers at top of Kennedy. Now on near side wing, Sweat. That's where Gwynn switches off. Sharp covers Dominic Robinson, who passes it to Eder. Eder's pass is Aaron. It's stolen by the Rams. Neal on the far side. Pass the timeline right to left. Stop on the wing. Crossover move. Deontay Neal finger roll.
And 1, baby.
Heading to the line is Neal.
And 1. Let's go. That'll get him going. Deontay Neal doing Deontay Neal things. I mean, shooters going to shoot, man. Even when they ain't balling, they keep shooting. Eventually they're going to start dropping.
51-33. Ledford checks in for Bandys.
Yep, Caleb Kennedy gave him about 30 seconds off the floor.
Neal tries to finish the three-point play. It's off the rim. Rebound, a good rebound inside for Eder. Right up the floor, left to right. Bounce past Dominic Robinson, near side wing. Looks for the drive on the baseline. Almost turns and faces, instead pass in the corner. Sweat now with the drive from the left side.
And that's blocked.
It's blocked away, picked up by Scales. Scales with the one-handed pass. It's stolen by Sweat at midcourt on the intended pass to Neal. And we'll have a foul on Deontay Neal. That'll be his second.
We got Stephen A. Smith with the foul call.
I was going to say something about that, David.
Sorry, partner.
No, that dude does look like Stephen A., though.
Far side for Vaughn. Now in the hands of Sweat, covered by Gwynn. Go to the top of the key. Pivoting is Vaughn. Now to the far near side. Elbow, the drive, and a foul on Vaughn.
Oh, my goodness.
He'll head to the line. A push foul.
Yeah. As long as I made you laugh, that's all I'm worried about, all right?
Vaughn 1 for 4 at the line. Makes this one. Great touch for Vaughn. Great overall basketball IQ. He's been shut down in the paint, but he's adjusted his game. Misses on the free throw.
Got to get that
Rebound
one.
by Kennedy. Top of the key. Shot on the second opportunity for Eder, and it won't fall. A rebound inside. That's going to be a foul on Vaughn on the rebound attempt with Jones, I believe.
Yep, Cameron came down with it, and Vaughn got called for the foul, but just his first.
Inbound to Neal. Far side for Scales. Now Neal. Covered by 2. Full court pressure from Bandys. Sweat with the coverage of Neal. Looping pass in the corner for Scales. That's stolen by Eder. What a play in the corner by the point guard, the senior. 1-8 pass. Sweating on the far side. Ledford bounces in the corner for Vaughn. The 2 is good. He's got some kind of touch. Landon Vaughn with 3 seconds to play here in the third. Neal drives to the lane as the horn expires. After 3, a 51-36 lead for Reidsville.
Reidsville 51, Bandys 36.
Scoring summary, Kendra Harrison with 22, 9 of 16 from the floor. 9 of 18 for Janiah Sharp. He's got 20. Deontay Neal with 6. Landon Vaughn with 15. 6 of 14 from the floor. And a slew of scores for Bandys. Every starter with points, and Caleb Kennedy with 2 off the bench. Evan Robinson in some foul trouble with 4 personal fouls. Everybody else pretty much in good shape for both teams. Agent Zero.
He's got 2.
With 2.
Yep.
Oh, we got the NCHSAA logo back on the scoreboard. Maybe we'll get it back. We'll see.
Yeah, I've been waiting on it. We ain't got it in a while.
Eight minutes to play in this one. The winner advances to play Northwood in the 2A state championship. Inbound on the far side at midcourt for Sharp to Harrison. On the switch, gets it to Neal. Neal at the logo, far side, right side of the floor to Jones with the finger roll in the paint.
Oh, mama. That man's home.
At her far side pass, left to right for Bandys to Ledford. Near side for Sweat, covered by Cameron Jones on the wing. Looks to drive to the middle of the floor, pass it to Vaughn, who passes it with 2 hands over his head to Etter. Now back to Vaughn, who drives baseline, spins, puts up the shot. It's blocked by Scales. Gets it and recovers, though, to the baseline on the drive. Doesn't get the bucket. Rebound, Harrison on the far side. It's a fast 2-on-1 break. J9, the reverse, doesn't fall. Harrison, the putback slam. The crowd goes nuts. 53-36. Jones with the coverage, far side. Now a long 3 from Etter. Hits nothing but air. Rebound to Harrison. Harrison off the floor to J9. Power dribble. Another reverse from left to right this time. And it falls. Mr. Big Shot. J9.
Let's go.
57-36. 22 points for Sharp, 10 of 20 from the floor.
Hey, partner. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Oh, you hear that buzzsaw? I'm hearing it. Here we go.
How about the adjustment from the Rams? They've struggled with three-point shooting all postseason. They're 1 of 11 from the floor from beyond the arc, yet they've still got this lead because inside they've been dominant. 10 of 17 from the floor for Harrison. It's the second and third chances that have been a difference in this one. Also, the J9 looks. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by our friends at Pennrose Carwach, voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County. Pennrose Carwach at 1509 South Scales in Reidsville has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Carwach open 24/7 and find us on Facebook. Pennrose Carwach voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash 3 years in a row, celebrating our 55th anniversary. Inbound for Bandys left to right. What a nice crossover by Kennedy. Gets passed it on the far sideline, right into the lane. Kicking in the corner now for Robinson, who's in with 4 fouls. Stolen away by Neal, picked up by Jones. Now Neal to the bucket for J9. Switches hands. Another look at the cup for J9. 59-36. 6:36 to play. Stolen at midcourt by Deontay Neal. Goes for the lay-in and got it, and he's heading to the line. Deontay Neal. 24 points Harrison, 24 points J9. 8 now for Deontay Neal.
Oh, man, looking at the replay. Can't get no better than that.
61-36. Free throw is in and out, rebound, near side. Ledford gets the rebound for Bandys. Left to right, passes it to Kennedy. Kennedy dribbles, now looks inside to Vaughn. That's going to be a foul on Scales. Scales with The
He's
reach
third.
over the back.
First and number 2, Christian Scales. His third, team's first.
Near side in the corner, pass to Vaughn on the inbound. Top of the key, it's stolen away by Neal. Jumped up in the air, knocked it away with the hand, and ran all the way here to the near side for the steal. No look inside to Harrison! Oh my, if he would have made that, this place would have blown away. Far side on the rebound though for Vaughn. Went with the one-handed power slam. Now in the corner, Robinson, 3, doesn't fall, rebound to Neal. Right up the floor on the outlet on the rebound to J9 again at the cup. Set up domicile at the backboard for J9. Robinson, opposite way, back to the basket, covered by Jones. Nice little one-hander off the heel, rebound, far side for Scales. Hands it off to Neal, who stops at midcourt, covered by 2. Vaughn with the coverage, goes for a little reach in. Instead, it's passed to the far side corner. Scales nails it for 3. Make it a 2-point basket.
Oh, wow.
66-36. Far side for Bandys. Ledford to Kennedy. Looks for the crossover. J9 with the coverage. Tipped up by Scales. Picked up by Ledford. Goes with a nice pass on the baseline to Vaughn, and it's swatted away.
Oh, they called a foul on that one.
So Vaughn to the line.
Kendray's third.
Oh, Kendre is talking that junk to the student section over there. I love it.
Timeout on the floor for Coach Jason Ross. Tonight's game brought to you by Ancora Compassionate Care, formerly known as Hospice of Rockingham County. Their name changed in late 2023, but they're the same community-based, mission-focused hospice and palliative care provider the community has known since 1987, providing specialized care for those coping with serious illness. Ancora's mission is to be a supportive presence for life's journey. When greater comfort and support matter most, choose Ancora Compassionate Care. They'll always be there because they've always been here. To learn more about how Ancora can support you, visit AncoraCC.org. Just as they are a supportive presence for life's journey, Ancora Compassionate Care is proud to support the Reidsville Rams on their postseason journey. 66-36, 5 minutes to play. Kentre Harrison with 24, 10 of 18 from the floor, 16 rebounds. Of those rebounds, 12 offensive.
Kendray's just gone unconscious tonight.
So here comes Vaughn at the free throw line, out of the timeout. Free throw is good for Vaughn. Rams have turned it up here in the fourth. 15 points in the quarter, 7 of 9 from the floor.
Another rebound for Kendray.
Harrison on the rebound, the miss from Vaughn at the free throw line. Gets it to Neal, right to left. Near sideline to the middle of the floor at the WF logo. Now at the top of the key, spins, bounce pass on the cut for J9. He saves it on the baseline though. Bounce it off his hips of Dominic Robinson.
That was a good backdoor cut right there. Just couldn't finish the pass.
So inbound for Neal on the right side of the hoop. Bounce pass goes into Jones. Now on the wing, Scales, a two-handed pass to Neal. Knifes right through the defense.
Oh, my.
Floats it up, doesn't get the bucket, but he'll head to the line.
And Deontay's having to fight for every step he takes.
So Neal to the line to shoot two. 66-37, Reidsville, 4:40 to play. Gets it.
There it is.
Second free throw is good for Neal. 68-37. Up the floor near side wing. Sweat wide open. Look for Robinson. It kisses the front of the rim on the layup attempt. Rebound to Harrison, who walks it up the floor. Pass it to Scales on the wing. Far side, stops at the free throw line. Shot is going to hit off the rim, roll out of bounds in the far side corner. Inbound to Ledford, from Ledford to Etter. Far side, one-on-one coverage. Neal covers the point guard, Etter, the senior, versus the junior. Spin and a foul. It's going to be on Neal. I believe that's his third.
That is his third.
For just joining us, 68-37.
Third team foul of the fourth.
Reidsville with the lead as Sweat inbounds to Vaughn near side wing. Takes the power dribble with the jumper.
Man.
What a look from Vaughn. And a timeout call from Coach Helms. He's got range. I'm telling you, college coaches around the area, the state, you might want to look at the 6'9 senior Landon Vaughn.
He'd make a heck of a forward somewhere.
You know, they say your game's taken away from you, how are you going to respond? And despite what the scoreboard says, no matter how this game ends, Landon Vaughn left it on the floor, and he's played great.
Yeah, 19 points. You know, he averages 22. They've had a body on him. They've been in his lane. He's been double-teamed a whole lot tonight, and he's still getting his.
I'm going to tell you, that's a great comment right there by Gene Arthur. Sign of a great team. When one struggles, the others pick it up the slack. Great comment right there.
That's been the case with this Reidsville team throughout the season. One aspect of the game doesn't work, they find another way. J9 to inbound out of the timeout after the made three from Landon Vaughn. 68-40 Reidsville. 4:05 to play. Neal gets the inbound, and it's stolen by Sweat in the paint. Goes for the layup and gets it. Great play by Sweat. Full court pressure from Bandys. Top of the key now for Jones. Got a little hand from Robinson, but hands it off to Neal, who steps back and passes it high pass to J9 on the far side wing. Now bounce pass to midcourt, just off the timeline. Spinning is Neal. Near side elbow, stops just
Foul.
off the paint. That's going to be a foul call or a travel call?
That's a foul.
Foul.
It was over the back.
Foul's going to be on Dominic Robinson.
Charge to Bandys, 11. Dominic Robinson, that's his third.
Robinson's third.
Inbound and a power jam! Two-hander for Kendre.
Just the alley-oop from Deontay on the inbound. Beautiful.
Oh, my goodness.
Ledford on the opposite side looking to answer his Bandys. Full pressure there from Janiah Sharp. Make it. Sweat drives in the lane. Kick it out. Nice look to Robinson looking to poke it
Cam
away.
got him for reaching around.
From behind, and Jones will get the foul.
Yeah, I can't question that one. Not in good conscience. He got his arm.
Yeah, it'll be Cameron Jones' fourth.
I've got it for his third.
Third?
Yeah, I've got it for his third.
Going on the far side for two. It's
And that
tipped
was
up. Saved
blocked
by
by
Robinson.
Scales.
In the hands of Neal. One hand. Open paint and a two-handed jammer. A Rama jammer. Boom shakalaka. Janiah Sharp. Far side. Ledford. Three is well short. Rebound for Jones. Jones brings it up the floor, looking for a teammate, finds Neal near side wing. In the corner, J9, heat check time. Off the rim, rebound, top of the key, Scales. Now another three attempt, splash.
Nah. Hey. Goodbye.
75-42 Reidsville. Far side for Vaughn. Spins, turnaround jumper, off the rim, rebound Harrison. One hand, then corrals it with two. Up to Neal, right up in the paint. Reverses, changes hands. Rebound on the far side. Dominic Robinson to Vaughn.
And he's
Vaughn
stuck by Kendre.
swatted by Harrison. Sharp has to go all the way up in the crowd. Harrison pumps his fist, heads to the bench.
And Coach Ross has cleared the bench.
Here comes Cameron Jones, Deontay Neal, and Christian Scales. J9 to the bench. On the floor for your Rams, it's Mariel Ingram, Frankie Galloway, Savion Johnson, Trayshawn Brown, Jaquez Tons.
See these guys.
We'll see
And both teams have
substitutions
cleared
as
the
well
bench.
for Bandys. Kennedy inbounds, top of the key. That's to Hendrickson. Here's a drive from Bandys. Tines with the coverage inside. And it goes out of bounds. 1:56 to play. 75-42 Reidsville. As Brown will inbound. Bounces it to Galloway. Right to left for the Rams here in the second half. Brown spins off the pivot, but one-handed pass to Galloway. It's off the glass. Rebound for Tines. Hey, you're looking at the future at center for Reidsville, number 34.
That's a big body underneath.
Tines is a great player, understands inside.
A lot of heart.
Rebounding and battling. He'll be fun to watch over the next few years. Brown covers across the timeline for Bandys. 75-42, 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock. As it goes out of bounds, Aaron pass. For 124
Chris Smith's
listening.
going to check in now.
124 listening in. Thank you for your support.
And Savion Johnson will come off.
He gets the basketball. Smith does here near side. Bounce pass far side to Galloway past the timeline. Covered by two. Loses it. Coach Ross asks for a timeout. Doesn't get it from the officials. Inside. A miss by Bandys and a rebound in the hands of Brown. Brown right up the floor the opposite way and draws the foul. He'll head to the line to shoot two.
I tell you what, if you're the Bandys, man, you really can't hang your hat. What I seen by Landon Vaughn tonight, man, it's absolutely spectacular. College coaches, as my partner said, you really need to be looking into this man. This is what basketball is coming to nowadays. You know, you got 6'9" that can play the 5 position and, you know, hit the three and shoot the three. This is what they do now.
Inbound for Bandys. 76-42.
And one.
Let's go to the comments.
Got fouled by Galloway there.
Tracy says Ram Pride. Lamar Graves says Ram Pride is nationwide. Brenda picking up on my tagline. Reidsville, the city of champions.
Evan Turner, free throw attempt off the mark.
Free throw attempt is off the mark. Rebound to Ingram.
TJ Ashburn right there, partner. Read that one.
Inside. Blocked by Ingram almost, but the bucket goes for Bandys. TJ says love RoCo radio, but we need RoCo TV.
Let's go.
Hey, you know, y'all pull together and help us out with that. You know, let us get some equipment. You know, we can set up camera and have video to go along with our audio. It'd be great.
I mean, y'all wouldn't want to see my ugly mug anyway.
No,
That's why we keep
want action cam. No, we all three have the faces for radio.
That's why we keep it.
I don't want my cameras to break, partner.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on, man.
I like them. I like my cameras. Sean, thanks for the compliment, man. That means a lot to us. So Saturday, I'm not sure if it'll be on TV or not, but on NFHS, you can watch it. Sync us up with it as well. Far side. If it is, it's usually on my local 48.
Yep. I tell you what you got to do. Put it on TV, turn the volume down to 0, turn it on RoCo Radio, and we'll show y'all a good time.
Middle of the floor, it's to Kennedy, who gets the bucket. Kennedy to Kennedy. Inbound for Ingram, near side, and a foul right in front of Coach Helms. 26 seconds to play in this one. 76-48, Reidsville.
Yep, we're going to go to the free throw line here late in the game, too.
Miss Murphy says we can have a fundraiser to do it. We know
That's
she
what
wants
I'm
us to
talking
get
about,
video,
Miss
too.
Murphy.
Let's go.
Mario Ingram to the free throw line.
Free throw is good. Coach pushing Brown back to the floor on the free throw. Love seeing that. 77-48, 25 seconds remain here from Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum. Inbound in from Bandys. Behind the back, it's stolen, picked up by Brown. He's got an open bucket here on the left side, and the layup is good for Trayshawn Brown. 13 seconds on the clock. Count it down. Inside single digits now here in the regional final. Clock hits 3, 2, 1. The Reidsville Rams are state championship game bound for the third straight season. Reidsville 79, Bandys 50. On to face Northwood on Saturday for the third straight season. The Reidsville Rams will have a chance at a championship ring, a chance to defend their title, to keep their undefeated streak alive and move it to 59, from 59 straight to 60 straight wins over the last 2 seasons to end the year. They'll do it all here at Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum. And if the people in charge let these knuckleheads back up on the scorer's table, we will be here to bring you the coverage that you deserve. The Reidsville Rams head off the floor here to the near side bench. What a night for the Rams. What a night for Kendra Harrison with 26 points and 26 points for Jediah Sharp as we take you down to the floor. Q Tucker will present the 2A West Championship Trophy to your Reidsville Rams. What an honor it's been to call this game. Thank you for all of your support. And what a thrill, a generational talent combined with team play that we see every single time we cover this team. Every time is a blessing, because what we're seeing will be remembered forever, and they'll have a chance to cement that legacy on Saturday in front of the Reidsville faithful at their secondary home, Lawrence Joel Veterans Coliseum. Bandys presented their regional runner-up trophy. What a good year for Bandys. What a run in the playoffs. The number 15 seed as the Reidsville Rams are welcomed to center court. Janiah Sharp, greeted by Commissioner Q Tucker, Kendra Harrison, and Christian Scales. The whole team out there now to grab the trophy and take photos. As the coaching staff, this is what you love about coaches, okay? The coaches sit alongside. Coach Ross is in there. But how about these assistant coaches that have done so much this season? Coach Neal, Coach Galloway, Coach Jones. All of our assistant coaches. The Rams smack
Not yet, not yet.
that placard
There it
onto the
is.
finals bracket. Kendra Harrison finishes the job, and he did the job tonight. for the Rams offensively. 19 rebounds. Of those 19 rebounds on the offensive side for Reidsville, 12 rebounds for Kendra Harrison, 11 of 19 from the floor. And it started from the beginning of the game. He took control when the Rams needed it. Alongside him for Batman, his Robin, Mr. Big Shot, Janiah Sharp, 26 points, 12 of 23 from the floor. This is what makes this team so valuable. If you would have thought coming into this game that J9 would have shot 23 and paced the offense, it's not something we predicted, but it's something we know that they can do if they need to. They can go to 5 different guys. Maybe you're not going to see Cam Jones score 20 points in a game, but when you need him against North Stanley, guess what? He'll score 13 for you.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes this team so tough to beat.
And another thing, man, you got to give a big shout out to Christian Scales tonight. What an absolute outstanding job guarding Landon Vaughn tonight, especially out there on the perimeter, man. It just seemed like all night long, even though Vaughn got his, he still got his tonight. He ended up with 19 points, 7 of 19. But that was a tough 7 shots he had to make for sure tonight. I mean, they just
he had to earn them, didn't he?
He had to absolutely earn them. You could tell in his facial expression and his body language, he was frustrated all night long. But still, man, college coaches, I don't know if anybody's listening in or not, look at this guy. Take a look at Landon. He is a absolutely great perimeter shooter, 6'9", can bang down with the best of them. Got a good face-up game. Just an all-around great player, man.
One of our keys to the game in our pregame show was to deny entry in the paint, though. He was 7 of 19 from the floor, and I would gather that at least 5 of those field goals were outside the paint.
Yeah, absolutely it was. I mean, I know from that one three-pointer right here in the corner with time expiring, he hit that one right there, and, he had a couple. I think he had, let's see what he had right here. 2 from 6 from three-point line, and he had 3 free throws. So, yeah, that counts for 9 points right there. So, yeah, those other 10, man, he definitely had to work hard for.
And then on the defensive side as well, shout out to Agent Zero, who at times switched on Vaughn.
Yep.
He shut down Robinson at times, and he was out there on the perimeter. There's always a lot of questions as center, but this is a different specimen.
Yes, it is.
This is a guy that can cover the perimeter. He can cover a shooter on the exterior as well, or in interior-wise, he can shut down the lane and make sure that those offensive rebounds do not happen, and he did that tonight. Final score 79-50, Reidsville over Bandys. Bandys finishes their season at 22-8. Overall, what a great run in the playoffs as the number 15 seed, making it all the way here to Lawrence Joel. For the Rams, they move to 30-0 on this season. They advanced their winning streak to 59 straight. They've won 16 playoff games over the last 3 years at 16-1, and they're 3-0 over the last 3 years here in this regional final game with their win tonight, 79-50. Final thoughts, David?
Oh, man. I can't wait for Saturday. What a ball game it's going to be. We got to take a look at the team that they're going to be playing, and they're going to be tough. They're really going to be tough. We're going to have to come with an A game for sure. And I got to give a shout-out to you, partner. RoCo Radio. Look at this. We are here at Wake Forest covering basketball. I mean, man. Another first for RoCo Radio. Telling you, man.
Another notch.
The sky's the limit for RoCo Radio.
Man. And it's a reminder, too, not just the support of the folks here today, but throughout the season. We've been
I'm gonna tell you,
in every gym in Rockingham County darn near, and we're welcomed. And it means a lot to us.
Every place we go to, it is absolutely fantastic. The athletic directors, I mean, the people that we meet. I mean, we have a great network across the state of North Carolina as far as in high school goes. Now we got a great network at Wake Forest. I mean, Pennrose Carwach, Kooler Ice, Rockingham Update, Ancora Compassionate Care. Each and every one of you, thank you so much. Each and every one of you, because we couldn't do it without y'all for sure. Thanks for the fans that always listen in constantly. We were up to almost 130 fans tonight listening in. We really do appreciate it. I'm telling you, we really do appreciate it each and every game. We're happy to do this. Man, it's a blessing.
Let me tell you, the best way you can support us is to support our sponsors.
Yep.
So before Carolina gets washed by Duke, go down to Kooler Ice, grab you some ice, get you some beers that are nice and cold, and get your car washed, get it clean, ready for a Duke win. I mean,
see, here I was giving him a shout out, letting him know how appreciative I am, my own brother right here. And he takes that knife and he just sticks it in as hard as he can. You know what? That's what we're here for, man.
Joe,
we talk so much junk, but we love each other to death.
I'm a Duke fan, but without Cooper Flagg, that is going to be one tough task for them.
Well, whether you're a Duke fan, UNC fan, whether you're watching Tiddlywinks because you're an NC State fan, go grab some ice this
I tell you
weekend
what, one more time before I actually sign off here and wait for Saturday. Tar! And comment on the rest. We'll take care of business.
Well, the good Lord willing and the NCHSAA approval willing, we will be back here on Saturday for the state championship game. It's Northwood versus Reidsville, the best of the East versus the best of the West. Northwood 30-2 overall. They pick up a big win here today in the regional finals, defeating West Bladen 57-38. They did a good job interior-wise of shutting down their big man Chase Williams. He had 16 points, but it was a lot of the same game plan that we saw from Reidsville against Landon Vaughn. Deny entry to him in the paint, forced the perimeter players to step up, and West Bladen couldn't compete with the athleticism of the players for Northwood. They're a very good athletic team. They also themselves have a 6'9 center in Chad Graves. It starts with them guys as we give a little preview with 6'5 junior Cam Fowler, though. What we saw today, whether it's on the perimeter, whether it's shooting the jumper, whether it's defensively, whether it's skying for rebounds, Cam Fowler is going to be the problem that Reidsville has to take care of.
You want to talk about each and every minute he's playing as hard as he absolutely can. And the difference between their center and the Bandys center, he will get in there and he will bang around for sure. I mean, he threw one down one-handed before we started this game, and I mean, it was nasty. So I'm very excited. Both of these teams will definitely get up and down and play some ball for sure. It's going to be a knockdown drag out, but when we hit Saturday.
Scoreboard's back.
Oh, well, there we go.
A little late, but
I mean,
better late than never, right?
I mean, I'm wondering why they still didn't put the Carolina Wake Forest game up at the end. What was up with
that? Final score here, 79-50, Reidsville. We'll be back for the state championship game. That time has not been announced. It will be announced tonight. Be paying attention on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Radio Rockingham. We'll keep you up to date on when that game will take place. For the third straight season, the Reidsville Rams are state championship game bound. Final score 79-50 for Jonathan Hatley, David Woods. I'm Joe Dexter. Have a good night, everybody, and thank you for your support.
Thanks for listening to Reidsville Rams Playoff Basketball on RoCo Radio. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by our wonderful sponsors, whose passion is to highlight the student athletes on the hardwood, as well as the coaches that make an impact on their lives on the court and in the classroom. Tonight's game was brought to you by Pennrose Carwach, voted #1 car wash in Rockingham County. Pennrose Carwach at 1509 South Scales in Reidsville has been serving the Reidsville and surrounding area for over 50 years. Established in 1970 by well-known entrepreneur Leo Rentz, this popular venue welcomes everyone. Pennrose Carwach, open 24/7, and find us on Facebook, celebrating our 55th anniversary. Pennrose Carwach, voted #1 Rockingham County Car Wash, 3 years in a row. Tonight's game is brought to you by Kooler Ice. Looking for a fresh ice and water option that's ready when you are? Kooler Ice is countywide. Find fresh ice and water at Little Caesars Pizza in Mayodan at 6734 NC 135 across from Walmart. Or visit our Kooler Ice dispenser at Shule's Home, 1635 Freeway Drive in Reidsville. And for all your ice and water needs, you can also find us at Pennrose Carwach in Reidsville at 1509 South Scales or Two Rivers Farmers Plaza in Eden at 307 West Meadow Road. Get Kooler Ice, great tasting, fresh ice, available 24/7 at all 4 locations. 16 pounds or 32 pounds, plus premium water by the gallon or 5 gallons. Add Kooler Ice, fresh and ready when you are. Tonight's game is brought to you by Ancora Compassionate Care, formerly known as Hospice of Rockingham County. Their name changed in late 2023, but they're the same community-based, mission-focused hospice and palliative care provider the community has known since 1987. Providing specialized care for those coping with serious illness, Ancora's mission is to be a supportive presence for life's journey. When greater comfort and support matter most, choose Ancora Compassionate Care. They'll always be there because they've always been here. To learn more about how Ancora can support you, visit AncoraCC.org. Just as they are a supportive presence for life's journey, Ancora Compassionate Care is proud to support the Reidsville Rams on their postseason journey. Tonight's broadcast of Reidsville Rams basketball is brought to you by our friends at Rockingham Update, the community source for local programming, government meeting coverage, community events, promotion and broadcast, sports, local nonprofit news, and so much more. Providing digital community news on all platforms since 2007, RockinghamUpdate.com aims to serve Rockingham County with the dependable information and coverage it deserves. For local programming, visit RockinghamUpdate.tv, your #1 IPTV station in Rockingham County. Thanks for listening to our local coverage of high school athletics here on RoCo Radio and for your continuing support alongside our sponsors. I'm Joe Dexter, alongside the broadcasters here on RoCo Radio. Thank you so much for all you do in our community to make local sports better and for being supporters of our great athletes in our community. Take care, and we'll see you next time on RoCo Radio and RoCoRadio.com.